I'm José Manuel García-Lomas Allen-Perkins. The video that follows continues with the development of something so transcendental in the business world, such as advanced sales techniques. Part 3, the approach. Someone as significant as Mahatma Gandhi said when speaking of the importance of the figure of the client in the business world the following: a customer is the most important visitor on our premises. He's not dependent on us, we are dependent on him. He's not an interruption on our work, he's the purpose of it. He's not an outsider on our business, he's part of it. We are not doing him a favor by serving him, he's doing us a favor, giving us an opportunity to do so. Therefore, the objective in the business world and in selling is 1. To have clients, 2. To increase the number of clients, 3. To increase the degree of customer satisfaction, 4. Because the one who has a client already has a business, 5. Since you can have buildings, machinery, qualified personnel, good suppliers, financial assets, and a lot more, that if you do not have customers or these are decreasing, it is a matter of time, few, that you no longer have your business. 6. Large and renowned companies, perhaps they did not take this into account and disappear. 7. Therefore, it is clear that the client is the reason of being of any business. 8. The one who has a client has a treasure, as they say. 9. Because the one who has a client already has a business. 10. The one who loses customers will soon be dead, commercially speaking. We are once again entering into the development of advanced sales techniques. We had spoken in the last video about advanced sales techniques part 1 that one way to develop sales techniques could be through the analysis of the sales interview process. This process is developed by stages and starts with stage 1, the contact. We said that this stage could be summarized as the time needed to create a positive atmosphere with the customer and awaken interest in our sales presentation. It is time to develop the salesperson's social skills expressed in what is referred to as the salesperson's short-term and long-term contactability. And what is short-term contactability? It is the ability that the professional has so that this person or professional does not influence negatively and yes positively in the attitude, in the disposition that the client adopts toward his products, offer and conditions, and all this in the short term. We have spoken that the man of the 19th century and earlier times was fundamentally emotional, rational, while the man of the 21st century, I used to say how centuries goes by, should be rational, emotional. And that is the great topic of the 21st century, because we all think that we are already rational, emotional, when still many of us can react more as emotional, rational than as rational, emotional. Therefore, the first minutes we spend with a new client are usually crucial. There is a saying that says, you will never get a second chance to make a good first impression. This leads to us to express that a client can also reject an objectively good offer for emotional, sentimental, illogical, that is to say, no logical reasons. For all these reasons, it would be good to establish a list of key aspects which the sales professional must maintain, especially in the short term, in order to develop a good contact ability in short term. We are going to relate them, and then whoever wants could self-evaluate in those aspects, 12 in total, following the evaluation system I will indicate now. 1. Physical aspect. 2. External behavior. 3. Appropriate vocabulary. 4. Listening and speaking ratio, Pareto, the 80%-20% law. 5. Direction of conversation toward client interest. 6. Avoid criticism or flatter. 7. Avoid open contradiction. 8. Avoid hurting susceptibilities. 9. Empathy. 10. Avoid excessive pressure. 11. Sympathy. 12. Kindness. Many may consider this obvious, but how many are always aware of it? Evaluation. We are going to follow a self-evaluation system that consists of giving 1 to 5 points to each of the 12 aspects of short-term contactability. Giving me 1 point if I am wrong, and 5 if I am perfect. The demanding high average will be 3.5 points. Limit when adding the scores 12 aspects per 3.5 equal 42 points. Scores below 3.5, use them for personal, professional improvement objectives. If you want, pause the video and auto-evaluate yourself. Did several aspects come out below 3.5? If so, should they be personal improvement objectives? Yourself. Now I would like to propose you a question. What factors influence in a positive way our client before and during the first stage of the contact? Ultimately, the question is how to start well my sales interview with the customer. If you want, pause the video and answer, and then will come some suggestions. Before the interview, 1. Nothing replaces a deep preparation. 2. Therefore, a good preparation of the interview. 3. Get a good and comprehensive information of the person and their situation. 4. How will I motivate and justify the interview? And many, many more. And during the interview, 1. Punctuality. 2. My image, the right one for the situation. 3. Look at the face and eyes, but without intimidating. 4. Convenient, friendly smile. 5. Know how to listen and never interrupt. And many, many more. In the next videos, we will follow deepening the difference and specific advanced sales techniques. If you are interested in our videos, I suggest that you give a like and subscribe to our channel.